Well, hello there. It is a lovely, beautiful Sunday afternoon, 2nd of October, and you're very welcome to the channel. My name's Georgie Newbery. I'm a flower farmer and florist based between fashionable Bruton and up-and-coming Wincanton here in sunny Somerset. And I've been making a little clip for you this weekend with one of my students. So I teach a lot of people to help them run small businesses, make a lifestyle business work for them, how to run their social media, lots and lots of different things. Please do look at the website and you can see. And one of the courses I teach is an intensive flower farming workshop, which is a 3-day session, which we split into 1 day growing, 1 day business, and 1 day floristry. Because even if you're not going to be a florist, if you're a flower farmer, it really helps if you understand the process that your flowers will go through once you've sold them. So over the last few days, I've been making a clip with my lovely erstwhile student, Sue, of Fosse Farm Flowers. Do look her up, she's on Instagram. And she's based just south of Bath on the Fosse Way, a road of such antiquity that I get a frisson of delight every time I drive along it. It's a Roman road. Anyway, so Sue is based just on the Fosse Way near an old place called Downside Abbey. And she was invited to do the flowers for a wedding at Downside. And so it was a great pleasure for me to have her over here cutting for the wedding. And so we cut a real final fling for the garden for her. And then she went home and she made lots of lovely arrangements. And I must say, I'm very proud of her. I love to keep an eye on my students once they've kind of graduated from Common Farm. I may not follow everybody on Instagram, but I do keep an eye. And I love to see people as their businesses grow and as they explore different avenues and work out where they are going to put their focus. Because as a flower farmer, you cannot be all things. You have to pick somewhere that you're going to specialize. And anyway, so I'm proud of all my students, but I'm really proud of Sue, and I think she's done a brilliant job. So come along with me on this clip and enjoy a little trip with Sue cutting, conditioning and arranging for a gorgeous wedding on Mendip Hills just south of Bath, and see what you think. Thanks very much for coming along. And we say good morning. I'm here with my friend Sue, who is Fosse Farm Flowers from over near Bath, and she is cutting a lovely wedding for a place called Downside, where there's going to be a reception at Downside Abbey, and before that there's a church wedding elsewhere. So she and I are going to cut what is left of the garden, the whole thing. We've added up the stems, and it's going to be 650, 700 stems, and we're going to start with the dahlias because we don't really know how many there are. So depending on how many dahlias there are, we will be able to cut the rest of the garden to go with them. Right, on we go. This trolley has 8 buckets in it, and so it should fill with 400 stems. So it's really the end of the season. So we're cutting every single stem because waste not, want not, and with the amazing foliage, it will all blend into a gorgeous autumnal mix. So opportunistically, we're just cutting everything we've got in the garden. We've got 160 dahlias. So we take that off the 700 that we're planning to cut all together, and that leaves 540 to go. Sometimes you have to look really hard for your florist because she gets lost in the Salvia uglinosa. So here we are sometime later, cutting the foliage. There's Sue, far away, deep in the Fosse Carpus. Right, and off goes the trolley, full, to go with all the dahlias. Well done, Sue. You've got to be fit to do this job. So look, Sue, we've cut your lovely wedding. Look at us, we're both on the defensive with our arms shut. We've cut your lovely wedding. I think we've cut about 650, 700 stems.
Wow.
Possibly a bit more. It is very end of season. So we've really taken what the garden's given us. Outside we have some quite big branches of crab apples.
Amazing.
Which I think will look very nice hanging from the church. The church has got a
old-fashioned light.
Yes, one of those, like a street lamp thing.
Yeah.
So we're going to hang the apples. And what are you going to make with all of this then?
So we've got a bridal bouquet, 2 posies, 7 buttonholes, 2 corsages, 2 4-foot medi boxes, 2 large church pedestals.
Yes.
And 40 vases for the table.
40 vases for the table. And then you're going to put foliage down the table.
Foliage down the centre of the table.
Yes.
And beautiful vases all the way down the 3 banqueting tables coming off of the top table.
And you're going to spend all day tomorrow making it.
I can't wait.
Installing
I want
it
to
tomorrow.
do it tonight, but you won't let me.
No, don't do it tonight. And then you're also going to put in some honesty seed heads, aren't you? Some sparkly honesty seed heads.
Yes, that's the job tonight.
So that you can sit in front of the telly.
To peel the honesty tonight, and it will just add a little sprinkle of magic.
I think so. I think it's going to be really stunning.
It's lovely. The great thing is the bride has actually given me full
carte blanche.
Yeah.
Do what you like.
Yes, which is just wonderful because she understands the seasons and I think she'll be thrilled. I know her dad will be really thrilled because he's a huge gardener, so he'll be very.
He's very keen on his dahlias, isn't he?
He's got a dahlia named after him.
That's very cool. That's very cool. I've got to say, I'm very proud of our Sue here because she came on our flower farming intensive workshop 2 summers ago.
Yeah,
we think.
Since
when your business has really taken a real step forward, hasn't it?
Well, you were the foundation, Georgie.
Absolutely. Well, it's a pleasure.
And the great thing is, on the course, we made friends with at least 4 that we now have a WhatsApp group, and we motivate each other. So.
It is lovely. I must say, I watch all my old students. They may not know this, but I do keep an eye on my old students on their Instagram accounts and see how they're doing.
Well, I can say they're very jealous of me here today, chatting with you.
Well, it's relatively nearby. Anyway,
half an hour. It's been great. Yeah.
And it's a lovely way to use up the end of the garden. My season is now officially over. All I have to do is go to Wisley tomorrow and do the Dahlia Day. So that's my last hurrah. And then I'm going to come along and have a look at your flowers on Saturday morning.
Oh, please do. And this is like a grand finale.
I know, it is. It's really nice.
I hope I do her proud.
I think you will. I think you'll do a great job. I wish I could come and help you tomorrow, but I've got to go to Wisley. Anyway, thanks very much. We are going to put all this in the back of the van.
Well, I've done an SOS to a man with a van, yes.
And I'll see you on Saturday and see what you've done with it all.
Yeah. Thank you
Thank you.
Much. Thank you.
No, thank you. Right, we're going to press stop before we all burst into tears. Right, so it's Saturday morning and we have a classic English country church here in lovely Somerset. Spot of rain in the air. And look at these meadow boxes. Aren't they beautiful? I think that's a great way to use autumn flowers. Look, they've made boxes and then just filled them with all this lovely mix. It's really beautiful and goes absolutely fantastically with the old wood of the door. And there are a pair of them, and you can imagine the bride and groom standing between them for photographs later. That's a really, really lovely shot. And then these meadow boxes are going to be moved and put in front of the top table at the reception. Such a good idea. And then we have a pair of pedestals just framing the altar. I'm talking to the vicar. Endlessly filming the work. That's what end of summer flowers look like. Fresh from the garden. Really, really simple. Framing the action. And these too will be moved because it's Harvest Festival and the church ladies are coming in to festivalise it all later on. Gorgeous. And now I'm up at my lovely Sue's studio, which looks like all studios look when they've had a big actually it's rather tidy. Compost.
Don't look at the table.
But look, there is the bride. Isn't that gorgeous? Corsages. Those gorgeous pom-pom dahlias. 2 little bridesmaids. Aren't they sweet? That is just gorgeous. I love your ribbons. Just simple ribbons. Tidy. All ready to go. Right. Better go. And don't forget the buttonholes. And then all the posies have come up here and been put together. Look at the crab apples on the table. Isn't that gorgeous? Such a good idea. Lots of little posies all the way along the table with the crab apples. And then those gorgeous meadow boxes that we saw are going to go, crash, in front like that, which I think will look really, really stunning and will frame the whole thing really nicely. But look, you know, a little jar, a few dahlias, some crab apples. What more do you need? And then you cover the tables and the whole place is like a carpet of flowers. Just gorgeous. And outside there's garden and greenery. It's very, very pretty. There's one of those gorgeous bracken ballerinas. I do think this is a really good idea though. If you have people, sometimes people have a vegan option or a vegetarian option, to put what people are having for their lunch on their nameplate makes it so much easier for the caterers, don't you think? And what's lovely is the bride's dad grows dahlias, so he's sent in some of these to be included in the flowers. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that. I think her meadow boxes were absolutely breathtaking. And when they were moved afterwards, I didn't see this obviously because it was in the middle of the wedding reception, but when the boxes were moved afterwards to be put in front of the tables, on top of the top table at the reception, it looked absolutely fabulous. So, and the pedestals also were moved. The church, they didn't want anything left in the church because the church ladies were coming in to do Harvest Festival. So everything was taken back to the reception and made much more of what we see in the clip. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. Do subscribe to the channel, please. Press the bell icon and we'll tell you when we've got more clips coming up. And if any of the tips and tricks you've had along the way are useful, then please do buy me a coffee. The link for coffee buying is in the blurb to all my clips. And you don't even have to buy me a coffee if you found a useful tip or trick. Feel free to buy me a coffee just because you want to support the channel, which lots of people do. So thanks very much. And I'll see you soon.